Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and welcome to the Gems of War Guild Wars. It is week 31, day 6, and it is a yellow day. We are going to be trying something slightly different, though similar to what we did last week. Though it's different than what we have been using as our normal team, which was basically everything with a famine. This time around, we are running with a all-in damage team. I ran almost this exact same team last time. I wanted to try it to see how it goes. So, yep, let's just get into it. The biggest thing it's going to be bad against is basically what he's using. Luckily, it does not have a famine on it, so maybe that'll make it a little bit more tame. But, yep, let's give it a shot. We're on a brown-yellow banner. We cover every color, though a little bit clunky in that we have a ridiculously high mana cost to have to work with. It's an average of about a 20.1. Or, I mean, 21, somewhere around there. 20.5, somewhere around. It's really high mana cost is the bottom line. But hopefully that won't be too big a deal. Also, hello Adrian, hello Nando. Also, for any of you that haven't seen yet, we did post the best teams of the current version. 3.2 is hopefully coming out 3.25 is hopefully coming out very, very soon. We have not gotten any official word, but it has been confirmed that it has been sent out. So, assuming that all gets approved, it could be out this week, actually. If all goes well, who knows? But, yeah, no official date has been given yet, unfortunately. But very soon. Okay, where do we go here? All the color I need I can't take at the moment, so... Why... I guess we take the red, because there's a good chance we can get brown over here. Which we don't. Gotta take the skull, maybe get the blue there. For an extra turn, as long as we don't give it to him, we'll be good. Okay, good. At least we didn't give it to him. Get some free purples. Looks like we'll have to skull poke him again. At this point, we might as well just go straight for the kill on the Scion. Also, I am using a fully traded Bard right now. It's actually one of the teams, or one of the reasons why I wanted to use this team was because from the best teams video we literally just did, or earlier today, I made sure that the last team was Bard, so that I could use it for today's Guild War without costing any more gems. Saved like 50 or 100 gems by using it in the right order. Let's see. We'll go move the skull over. Planned everything out. I really wish it would just remove the cost to switch hero classes though. Okay, they're definitely going to drain that. There's no way I could stop it, but... Oh! Okay. Good job, Desdemona. Not only do you not hit the thing that you can automatically extra turn on, you don't even... Well, I guess you at least hit a yellow. Literally everything's a yellow, so she can't miss in that regard. But she could extra turn if she hit the Gorgolfa, and then did the Miststalker on it. Hey, we got a green-purple. Well, that's a great way to start. We're getting an Arcane on our very first battle. And one that we slightly needed as well. Hello, F. Quintrol. Hello, Vlad. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. So, Celestacia, Dragosoul, Visk, and Worldbreaker. Worldbreaker versus Worldbreaker. Yeah, it's been starting to run a lot in last slot. I think people are using him for anti-Kraken, I would assume. There really isn't much other need to have him in last slot. He's particularly good in second. I find him to be my preference. But of course in Guild Wars, at least for invading, he is a little bit better all the way in the back, because you do need him for the anti-Krakens for when they do come around. Really curious if they're going to nerf Kraken again next patch. Felt like they've been doing that almost every patch now for a while. It seems like it's going through the same phase as what Crimson Bat did a while back, where it kept getting nerfed like almost every patch until it was useless. Or I shouldn't say useless. Crimson Bat to this day is still amazing. Okay, what do we do here? Let's go and... I guess either one of these two. Throw that down, get our barrier. Of course, the barrier will make sure we lose less points, because with every bit of damage we do and don't take from him, that's more points for us. Because the more damage he does, the less points we earn. And down we go. Oh, we barely even got touched that battle. Almost everything is in positive values other than our front line. And because he has a 75% skull reduction, barely even takes any damage from it. Okay, here's the team. If we're going to lose against anything, it is that team. Scion, Ragnagord, Famine, Spirit Fox. Very annoying. Very, very annoying. Also, hello, Morzone. Hello, Lexia. Hello, Optic Panda. Hello, Ben. Hello, Pedro. Welcome. Are you going to start farming souls soon? I'm trying to passively gain it. I've been trying to use Ferrous Raw a bit more often in my teams. It's something I've been neglecting to do a lot recently, but I'm starting to get back into that habit now of basically always using Ferrous Raw on my team. I stopped it for the longest of time, but I think I need to farm the souls passively. But no, we did a stream on Halloween a little bit to kind of farm some souls, but I don't think I'm going to be trying to do another one. I believe the game plan is just to passively gain all of the souls we need via just like a fair Shra or having a Dragon Soul or something on our team. I don't think I'm going to go out of my way and soul farm unless they confirm that not this next patch, but 3.3. If they confirm at any point that 3.3 is indeed bringing another mythic weapon, then I would probably go and farm it. But there's almost a guaranteed chance it's not in next patch, and it might not even be in the following one. I don't know. They said they would give it a few months gap in between each one, possibly even longer. So we'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, I do want to make sure I have it farmed before it actually comes out, if possible. Ooh, that is not good. I have to take the skull. I don't really have a choice here. He gets the famine and probably kill whatever he touches. I don't have barrier up yet. Oh, he did on Gorgolfa. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess that's actually the best thing he could have done it on, kind of. Okay, we'll just take the blues. Red to purple. It's a lot of mana, but I don't need that kind of mana. I need yellow and browns. Is there any way I can yellow into a brown right now? That'd be the ideal move. No, there isn't. Even if I try chancing it, that's not worth it. Also, thank you, Astrid, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. Okay, I guess we'll just move this to left over there. And then all we have to do is take a pair. Thank you for giving it to us for free. And we'll just Gorgolfa it, and down it goes. Very nice. So we just get our protection. Actually, before we go protect, where do we do this? Yeah, I do this first, so the mana goes into him. Didn't get enough. No, never mind, we did get enough, and that's match. And now we just throw down anything. And down it goes. Sweet. Actually, I probably should have thrown down the other one. Would have gotten slightly more mana. I don't think it really mattered, though. But there we go. Oh yeah, we will be going over the new troop that's coming out today, or tonight. And of course doing the video on it tomorrow. Though, it looks pretty bad. It actually looks 100% useless from what I saw on the forum. I did only take a quick glance at it, but I know from its previous description, which hasn't been changed based on what's currently described on the forum, it looks pretty bad. Maybe early game, it might be good. I forget what its boost ratio is off the top of my head, so maybe in early game it'll have potential. But at this current moment in time, based on what it says, it doesn't look too good. We'll have to see. But once a automatic yellow storm gets added to the game, it will be pure useless. I don't believe there currently is one though, or at least not a really decent one like like what red and purple has. Red and purple currently has the best storm options in the game. I assume they'll eventually give that to every single color. It'd be weird if they only give it to a couple colors and then make those colors always better than everything else. So one of the reasons why you see so many red and purple teams these days. Okay, well, we're gonna move that. Look, this is a yellow day, and we're still almost using pure red. Okay, we'll throw down a Gorgolfa. That's literally the only thing that's not a red. They're a little Gorgolfa. Actually, I shouldn't say little, he's gigantic. And that's match. Let's do that for our mana back, and boom it goes. It's actually better to do this guy finishing with him than it is to finish with the Infernus. This is basically always the case if they have an explosion on their ability. But you want to end with the final blow that accumulates more mana. Because if I do Infernus, even assuming he gains all of his mana, that's only 22. With a World Breaker, that'd be 32, potentially. And it's better to do it with World Breaker for the final blow, mainly because that extra mana could potentially make our score slightly higher. So it's the better option to go for. Also, hello, Ben, Pedro, Nautical, Derek, and Moorzone. Welcome. Is the update coming out on the consoles at the same time as PC? Yes. One might get it a few days earlier than the other, but they should be pretty much the same time, within like the same few days or same week. Might not be necessarily at the exact same time, but it'll be close enough that it wouldn't really matter too much. Because I know the previous patch, I believe console actually got it before PC Mobile by like 5 days or something. The previous patch they did. I'm not quite sure if they'll get that fixed this time. It's not always possible for them to do so, because sometimes the console side will approve it before the mobile side does. It's normally Apple on the PC Mobile side that holds up the updates. I wouldn't be surprised if literally everything is ready other than Apple confirming. the version of the game. Okay, well, we'll just go get a Gorgoltha. Come on, cast. They need hotkeys. I should make a post about that. I don't think I've ever actually made a post on that. I know people have asked before. I don't think I've ever specifically mentioned it, though not like that would make much of a difference. Yeah, they need hotkeys. Technically, this already does have hotkeys if we plug in a controller, but we would need to plug in a controller. They need just natural hotkeys for keyboard for this game. I'll go throw that down, and that's match. Oh, that was pretty quick. Actually only took 10 minutes to clear out all of Guild Wars while talking. So that was about 2 minutes per battle. Not too bad. A little bit slow compared to normal battles, but hey, for 9,467, I'll take it. That was actually almost 9,500. That was very clean to end out our week with. And that almost is all of our battles, too. We're only have one person, who is the one person who has not done their battles. No, it doesn't matter. The Trizzle. Hey, he's right below us. Oh yeah, where do we place? Oh, we lost once. We're not going to be Paragon this week. Or will we? Did everyone lose in my guild this week? Let me see. We're 54,000 something. Let's see, that one's above us. I think we made second place in our guild at least. Yeah, I believe so. Yep, we made it. Sweet, we'll be champion next week. I really want to try to get Paragon again so I can test a couple different defend teams properly. Because I need to have, well, I guess we could still do it under champion. We need the higher ranks to be able to do it. If we're anything below, like Vanguard or below, it's really hard to actually test defend teams. Because you don't get enough battles to be able to get good results on if a defend team is good or not. Like, we can barely tell out of these if that's enough. Though we could probably say out of that 0-7 that one is not good. Maybe that one we will have to replace. But these other ones, we can't really get a good enough data with just knowing these few. Though I know that one's pretty good too, though. Yeah, sometimes you just don't get enough wins to even be able to tell. Because even though these are 100% lose rate, it's just mainly because everyone has such a high win rate in late game that does end up occurring. But anyways, that's Guild Wars for today. Let's go clear through our dungeons. And actually, before we go clear through dungeons, let me go show the new troop that's coming out tomorrow. For any of you that haven't already seen it on the forum, why am I clicking on PvP? Okay, anyways, let me go do that. Yeah, no problem for the info. Oh, do you tomorrow will finally be the day Ferris Ra is in the Soul Forge? I sure hope so. If he is, I will be doing a video going over basically the entirety of Ferris Ra, how to use him in PvP, how to use him in Explore, how to use him in, well, probably not Guild Wars. I probably wouldn't advise using him in Guild Wars, but basically everything other than that, how to use him in PvP, Explore, challenges, and all that kind of stuff. We'll definitely make sure to go over basically every purpose he has within the game, because he is one of the biggest utilities that you can possibly gain, which is why everyone has been saving, or most people have been saving their Soulforged diamonds for it. I might even craft another one. I'm still hesitant on that, because that's 4,000 gems, or diamonds I mean, just to get ourselves a 4th Ferris Ra, and obviously you only need 3. Once you have 3, you don't need any more. The 4th one is just for whatever. You never realistically need 4, let's just say that. But I do want to get one just for the fun of it. Is this going to be annoying if I open up keys later and just randomly get a Ferris Ra? And then I'll have 5, like, oh, I wasted 4,000 diamonds for nothing. Anyways, let me go show the new little guy. It's coming in tomorrow. If I can find where on earth the thread was. There it is. Okay, let me open this up. And yeah, he's pretty useless. Oh, cannot load app? What? It looks like you are off. What? Offline? Not offline. I'm literally streaming right now. How am I offline? Refresh. Click it again. There we go. Okay, that was weird. I don't know why the first click didn't. Anyways, we are streaming, right? It didn't just go down in that time. No, we're still up. That was weird. Anyways, let me go over this little guy. Bring him up real quick. And oh, I gotta take that tribute. It's gonna bother me if I don't. There we go. And where to go? Is that it? That is not it. Wait, why is it showing that? Never mind, that is it. Blog post. There it is. Found it. So this one. Oops, that's not where I need to click. Move this over. So this little guy. Wise Warrior deals 25 damage randomly split amongst enemies, boosted by yellow gems and summon a Light Storm. So we get a nice Light Storm. It's 12 mana cost, a little bit expensive for that Light Storm. Doesn't do much damage. I forget what its boost ratio is. Let me go find that out real quick. I believe it was this one. And it's, oh yeah, let me double check that I have this downloaded. Okay, I'll just do that. There we go. Let me go download next week's and the following one just in case later. I'll go get them in a second. Anyways, boost ratio is 3 times. So let's see. So every single yellow gem on the board is boosted by 3 times. So let's say there are 15. That is 45 additional damage. That means he would hit for, well, whatever damage he does plus 45. I assume he does about 30, 35, 40-ish. So let's be generous. Let's say 40. That is 75 damage. Is he worth using for 75 damage? Probably not. I know in late game I can Rowan for over 100. Plus buff it to get even more. Not to mention he needs a lot of yellow to actually be on the board. So yeah, I don't think this guy's really going to get used much. Maybe even, well, early game. That would actually be really decent early game. Maybe that's what it's made for, this little guy. 3 times boost ratio. That means he is basically better than Ranger, better than most of them. The only thing that might not be better than is the Virus, which has a 10 times boost ratio on yellow, but it only gets it based on the ones it destroys in the column. So it's about the same thing as the Virus. Only problem with him, though, is he's the same rarity as it. And they keep adding troops that are good for early game that are so high of a rarity. I don't know why they keep doing that. This guy should really be like a rare or an ultra rare. He'd be perfect for newer players, but nope. That's really his only purpose. At least on our other account, we'll be able to try him nicely. You know what? I might have to do tomorrow's event video just on my other account. Because doing it in late game will not serve this troop any justice. I don't really think it's going to be usable in late game. Its boost ratio is too low for how it scales. Anything that ever boosts based on the board is really bad, normally in late game. KrissTigger and a few others are the very rare exceptions to that. But yeah, basically dead content for any late game player. Though if you're newer to the game, definitely get it. Looks nice. Actually, you'd still get it regardless. It's a red-yellow epic, so if you've been needing red-yellow trait stones, you'd be able to stock up on as many as you possibly need, since they'll only cost 200 glory each, 400 per pack. So yeah, definitely stock up at least on the arcane if nothing else. But I don't really foresee him being used for much in late game. He's really just a yellow storm, and if I'm not mistaken, there's already better yellow storm casters. Let me double check. What is every option? Why is it? Come on, load game, load. Okay, well there it goes. Hey, we clicked on Amnesia. What was the storm called? Now I forgot. I think it's called Windstorm. Okay, apparently not. Why can I not remember what the storm is called? Lightstorm. It's called Lightstorm. I remember now. Aha! So there's currently 2 things that have a Lightstorm, or 3 actually, because of the weapon. There's the weapon, Periton, and Prince Esquela. So this will make the 4th option. All 4 of them are horrible options for Yellowstorm though, which is why you never see anyone running with Yellowstorm. And this new guy is no different, though. Well, there's one noteworthy thing about him. Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say he's the cheapest mana cost to cast it. Never mind. Periton's 11. So yeah, what is this troop even supposed to do then? He's not even good for his storm that he creates. That's weird. Yeah, there's 3 of them, and all of them are useless. And now there's 4 of them that will be useless. I don't know what they're thinking with that, but I guess it's just an early game, I guess. Let's see. What is the cost going to be for Fairish Ra? Oh, the same as every other troop. The exact cost would be, well, you need to have a level 10 Soulforge. I would not advise spending gems. Make sure to just level it up by actually getting kills. But you would need level 10 Soulforge, and other than that, you would need 10 Celestial Trait Stones, 20,000 Souls, and 4,000 Diamonds. Every mythic always costs the exact same. The only one that doesn't is the special craftable mythics, which require a certain amount of weapons and everything else like that. But all these standard mythics are all the exact same cost. 10 Celestial, 20,000 Souls, 4,000 Diamonds. So if you have all that, you'd be able to make a Fairish Ra if one was to come out. I sure hope one does. We've been waiting for a very, 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 very long time now. Try to get one. Yeah, we'll definitely make sure to cover it if there is one. Don't forget dungeons. I know. I will not forget the dungeons. Why do you need 3? You don't need 3 Fairish Ras. It's just if you want to maximize the amount of souls you can gain, You can go triple Fair Shra Valkyrie or triple Fair Shra Dragon Soul into an easy challenge of any kind or explorer, and basically you just set your oops, not what I meant to click on. You can set up your difficulty to a decent amount that you can still one-shot them in, whatever you want to roll it on. You can actually get away, I believe, on Warlord 4 as well, to get the extra bonus souls that you would end up getting from it, which is actually a 125% soul bonus. So you can run like triple Fair Shra Dragon Soul, triple Fair Shra Valkyrie, and get a lot of souls that way. It roughly ranges from 40,000 to 60,000 per hour. Depending on several factors, how lucky you get, how much you can actually get killed, and how quickly you can actually get every single one of them killed. And of course other bonuses, like if you have the full bonus for guild and, you know, all the other little things under the bonus tab. But yeah, it is the quickest possible soul gaining in the entire game, having triple Fair Shra. Though just having one is also pretty adequate. We can run something like my new favorite team I've been running with it, just so we could try gaining souls. The standard, like the Fair Shra with the World Breaker to cover every color. This strategy has been used with a couple other double mythics before that were able to cover every single color, and this is no different. It's basically just using two of them to try to utilize the fact that you now cover every single color with your last two troops. This is most commonly used with a Famine Death combo. I think there's 3 or 4 combos that can currently be used, though the only two particularly viable one is Famine Death and Fair Shra plus World Breaker. So it does not require World Breaker by any means. You can actually completely replace that with Gorgoltha or Cockatrice, and you can replace this with Grapple Pot, and it still plays as pretty much the same team for the most part. What do we take here? I guess Purple Surge. Oh, why you no Surge? Okay, we'll take the other purple, get our Dragon Soul going, go from there. Are you going to level 1,200 this stream? I think I'm going to save it for the video, for when we do it tomorrow morning. I believe we're going to save it for that video. But yeah, we should be pretty close to it by the end of the stream. I think we'll be like halfway there. But yeah, I don't think we're actually going to get it this stream. But when we go and record the new guy that's coming in tomorrow, I should be able to get that level up during that video. So that's when we're going to be getting it, most likely. That is the game plan. Because I think we'd have to play PvP for like 2 hours if we wanted to do it now. Oh, come on, stop summoning. The whole reason I even targeted you earlier was so that wouldn't happen. Did I really just... Oh wow, that's funny. I've never actually seen that happen. I died on my own turn to one of the enemies and then revived on my own turn. Interesting. Never seen that happen before. That was odd. What do we move? We'll take a skull. Have a poke. Trying to get a Fair Shra. There's not even anywhere close to a Fair Shra. I guess we just poke him right there. Let me go get rid of his summoner. Also gives us Dragon Soul. We'll just throw that down into any poke. And that's match if he doesn't get barrier. And he does. And now we just poke him. And down it goes. Then we get all of our little souls. Keep porting them up. Every little amount counts. Doesn't even matter if it's like 20. That's 20 that we didn't have earlier. That we would have never gotten if we didn't use something that gains souls. Let's see. Is there any way to get souls, forge, diamonds, except dungeons? Yes, guild tasks. There's currently only 2 ways. Dungeons and guild tasks. Guild tasks at the beginning of the week. If you go to your guild, you'll... I believe it's the 7th and 11th. If I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% certain on that. But on your tasks, the 6 that appear here, I believe it's the 7th and the 11th. The earlier one gives shards. The later one gives diamonds. I believe it's 500 shards and 50 diamonds. I am probably saying like all the wrong numbers right now. I actually don't remember off the top of my head at the moment. But yeah, you do get them from tasks. I remember that the diamonds are pretty deep into the task though. So if your guild isn't constantly getting pretty far in them, you might not be getting any diamonds per week for free from them. If you're in a little bit more of a casual guild. Okay, well, let's go and do dungeons. Let me go do that. And the other place, of course, is just to do dungeons. That's the main place where you get them. That and these little offer things if you ever wanted to take them. If you ever were to spend 50 gems or $5 for this, this day on every Sunday is the best day to do it. just because it gives more reward on this day than any other day. But yeah, let's go and get into it. Let's go into the very quick team. We still have it saved from earlier too, from the video. Where'd it go? Actually, it's all the way at the bottom. I think I have it saved on 3 different team slots right now, yet I can't even find it. Where's the team? I only have it saved 3 times over. Okay, well, let's go explode, explode, dead. I think we already almost won. Almost there. One more. Oh, come on. There we go. And just poke it again. I love this team so much. I wonder how long this one will last as the best Explorer team in the game. Because the previous one lasted for a very, very long time. The whole Bombot thing. That lasted for, I believe, 4 or 5 versions of the game. Until this finally beat it. If only we could get slightly more damage, though. We'll move the red over. Oh, that wasn't full mana, was it? Oops. Whoops. Not that big a deal, though. Oh, wow, he actually hit us for damage. That was the best option he could even do, I believe, out of every single thing that he can possibly do. You missed your question, sorry? What was your question? Let's see. Actually, I might have missed a couple questions. Let's see. Oh, I saw part of that, but then I didn't read it. Fail. The troop in arena might be too overpowered if it can't be an arena. It's a epic. Oh, I see. But if it was an arena, it would probably be too overpowered. You are correct with that. Because I know in early game it's definitely going to be very, very powerful. So maybe that was one of the reasons why they did it. Hey, they're actually thinking about arena. Almost forgot. I thought they forgot about it. But yeah, that could be one of the reasons why they didn't actually make it a lower rarity. You are correct on that. Because that would be pretty powerful in arena. Though, do they care after they just released Dawnbringer? Like a couple months back? Because Dawnbringer just breaks every meta that was ever existing within arena. You basically use Dawnbringer or not Dawnbringer. Those are your 2 choices. Okay. Well, there's all this stuff for today. Let's see. You can craft a new mythic. You currently have Ferris Ra. Or, oh, wait. You currently have Ferris, Guards, Scorpius, Infernus, TWB, I forget what that is, Abby, Amnesia, Draculus, Stonehammer, Famine, War. Who should you craft when they become available, in your opinion? Which ones don't you have? That would be easier if I knew which ones you didn't have rather than which ones you had. Yeah, I can't think of the full list based on what you just said of what you don't have. But if you could say that in reverse, I can tell you which one you should probably go for next. If you could say that the other way around. Is there Arcane Soul tomorrow going to be red-yellow? Yes, you'll be able to get red-yellow trait stones for 200 glory each. It'll be basically the cheapest you'll ever be able to pick them up at, so definitely make sure to do so. I'll probably even be stocking up on some, even though I have like a gigantic stack already. But I always like stocking up just in case. You never know when you might need more. How's our red-yellow stack looking? 156. Okay, maybe I won't stack it up too much. I'm starting to get like 200 stacks in some of these colors. That's a little bit too excessive. It's also why I keep exploring in Broken Spire. 118 is actually my lowest arcane stack, even though that's probably enough to last almost a year of content with how stuff currently costs. But I like having extra, you never know. They could end up releasing a kingdom that requires like 20 and then have a follow-up mythic that requires 21, and it can dwindle down by half very quickly if they oversaturate content with that color for whatever reason. They did that with red-purple a while back. They didn't run a red-purple event for like 9 months, yet they kept saturating the game with so many red-purple options without actually giving the arcane trait stones. It was really annoying because they ended up adding a hero class, a mythic, and something else, like a freebie troop, and they all were red-purple, but not a single one of them had the ability to actually gain... oops, I did not mean to use this team in PvP. But none of them actually had the ability to gain the trait stone. Yeah, never use this in PvP. Most Explorer teams don't actually run in PvP. So I say that and we're almost going to win, other than the fact he devoured us there. Actually, we would have won if it wasn't for that. Okay, well, now we lose. We were on track to winning with the wrong team. But, nope. Our dreams have been crushed. I have no mana, nowhere to take it off of. It's going to destroy our armor, which is all of our damage potential. Oh, I didn't destroy all of it, at least. Move that over. There's our mana poke. And it's safe to take. Or kind of safe. Nope, never mind. And now we have to throw a blank Rowan at them. Yeah, this is over. Oh, wait, and I don't even take the skull. That's super over. Oh, he kills us there. Oh, you didn't go for it. Nice. Wait. Oh, come on. He devoured 100% of the time that battle. He only did it twice, but still. It is technically 100%. Anyways, yeah, never use it on PvP. It is not made for PvP. Almost every Explore team is horrific in PvP because they're made to win quickly against weak troops. They're not made to be used against what normal teams are composed of. It's why they are completely different than anything you ever run in PvP. Where's my soul farm? Gotta get those souls. We finally broke 500,000, by the way, too. I don't know if anyone knows. We still have another, like 800,000 we need to farm, so that's still barely any that we have, but it's making progress at least. I think just like 2 weeks ago we were at like 400,000, so keeping stuff like Ferrish Raw and stuff in our team and Dragon Souls has been helping some. Let's see, you don't have Def, Doomclaw. Oops, let me click show. I don't know why it sometimes doesn't show messages. It picks like the weirdest message to like block sometimes with the auto blocker. You don't have Def, Doomclaw, Elmagrim, Uryali, Jotnar, Ketris, Plague, Queen Aurora, Wolf Garrick, Exynos, Yasmin's Chosen. Oh, that's a lot of different choices to go with. That's an interesting array of things. My biggest ones I'm leaning towards out of all of those is either Def, Uryali, Plague, or Yasmin, based on what currently works within the game. Probably Yasmin, I would think. Yasmin's Chosen, because she can be used with a web spinner loop. You can use it with still the Queen map to get to freezes. You can get a lot of damage out of her. Use it with Forest Troll, use it with Green Seer. You can go and make Green Loop even harder and more damage than it normally would be. And you get a lot of entangles out of it for free. The ones I... Oh, wait, you don't have Elmagrim? Never mind. Craft Elmagrim. I didn't see that in there. Wait, you don't have Elmagrim? Yes, never mind. Out of everything there, craft Elmagrim first. My bad. I didn't see you didn't have one. But yeah, that would be your first one to go for. After that, I guess, would be Uryali. Yeah, I meant to say Elmagrim. I honestly did not see that the first time when I was looking through it. Yes, Elmagrim would by far be the best thing out of everything there. It's probably one of the top 10 troops in the entire game right now. Elmagrim, that is. Mainly because of how good it is at looping. It's even better than Yasmin. It can... Once you get the burn down, assuming the enemy team can be burned, and it's not like people are bothering to make anti-burn teams, that'd be kind of useless. But because so many things can be burned, it can get like 11, 12 gem spawn pretty consistently, which a lot of other troops cannot do. What do we throw here? Do we just go Dragon Soul? Yeah, Dragon Soul into whatever little poke we need for the final blow, and down it goes. Yeah, if anyone else has any other questions, team builds you want me to do, or anything of the such. Oh, how do you get Dawnbringer? Sorry. You get Dawnbringer by crafting the components for it. So if you go over to Soulforge, I believe you need level 10 Soulforge. But if you go to the games, over to Soulforge, get your level 10, which gives you access to mythic troops and mythic weapons. Once you have access to mythic weapons, you can craft a Dawnbringer. To craft a Dawnbringer, you need 1 million souls, 3 Celestial Trade Stones, 200 gems, and you need to have crafted these other 3 items, which are Broken Guard, Shattered Blade, and Dawnstone. And you can tell which ones they are based on those images. So for whatever reason, it's not bringing it up when I click on them. It does when you click on Dawnbringer. It doesn't when you click on these for whatever reason. But yeah, you need these other 3. Dawnstone, Broken Guard, and Shattered Blade, which each cost 400 of a specific color little thingy. Of those little, I don't even know what they're called. I think Sapphires, that one is called, but these ones, those 6 middle ones, you need 400 of whatever color it is. This one's blue, so it costs blue. 100,000 souls, 50 gems, 3 Celestial Trade Stones. So that brings the total cost of it to 1,200 various of these little things, 1.3 million souls, 350 gems, and 12 Celestial Trade Stones. That is the total cost of a Dawnbringer. So to say that again, that was 12 Celestial, 1.3 million souls, 350 gems. I mean, yeah, gems, that's the correct word. And 1,000, yeah, 1,200 of the little various color thingies. Color thingies, good words. Jewels? I think they're just called jewels. Well, technically all of them are called jewels, but these middle 6. But yeah, that's the total cost of a Dawnbringer. It is quite expensive. It's actually the most expensive thing basically in the game right now. other than the Xenos. Xenos could arguably be considered more expensive than it because of how much more diamonds and stuff it costs. Yeah, it's either the most expensive or the second most expensive thing you could even have in the game, as far as the Soul Forge is concerned. Alright, we'll go move the purple over. Move the brown. Dragon Soul. And pretty much just all to win from there. Dragon Soul again. World Breaker again. And as match. Actually, let me get some more souls first. Oh, there's no extra turn. Okay, I gotta waste my turn here. I could have taken that skull and probably aligned it. I guess it doesn't matter. Down it goes, and if it survives somehow, we could just Ferris Rod it. Yeah, Yasmin is pretty nice. I would go with Ellcarjen first, though. Ellcarjen is used for way more than what Yasmin is. But on the teams that Yasmin does get used for, it gets quite a bit of damage. Hey, isn't that literally what we just used for Guild War today? Oh, gosh. The amount of Gorgolfa and Furnaces there are running right now. There's just so many. I still question why they buffed Infernus. I don't think they ever gave a reason. Like, it would have been okay if they buffed him, like, maybe 1 or 2 damage. I have no clue why they gave him 6 damage. He basically increased they increased his overall damage on average by about 20 to 24 by only increasing his damage by 6. Because, of course, he hits multiple things with his ability, and those hits split into even more hits. So it gets a lot of damage out there. Alright, so we'll kill out the hero just so he doesn't keep gaining stats every turn. Because, of course, with a Bard, you end up gaining 1 stat. Oh, oops! I just realized. I'm using Bard class with the All-Dragon right now. Whoops. I guess it doesn't matter too much, because the main one we're feeding right now is World Breaker, which is the only dragon, or only thing we really need fed on this team anyways. So I guess it's not too big a deal. Dragon Soul getting more explosions doesn't make too big a difference. It allows it to fully clear a board, but it's a very small amount of mana since it almost already does clear the entire board. Wow, we don't have a follow-up. Come on, Ferris Rod, get better alignments. Nope, even worse. And he gets a little poke. Put it down again. And as match up a little follow-up. Tacet! Hello, Derek. You just wanted to say thank you for the team ideas? No problem. You did Gorgolfa, Famine, Amnesia, and Moloch. Oh, yeah, I ended up answering your question earlier. You don't have World Breaker, and you destroyed your enemies in Guild Wars. Yeah, that's actually what I used to run a while back, though I did it in a slightly different order. Well, I've tested in both orders. I don't know which way I would actually go if I was to do it again. But yeah, that used to be like my classic Yellow Day team that I used to use almost every week. I haven't used it much recently. So, but yeah, it is pretty good. You can replace the, or not replace, but move the Moloch and Famine if you find that to be better. I ended up moving the Famine up front, though, after a while, mainly because a lot of people were running, like, for example, at the time, double Wisp something something. So you needed to get a Famine, since you wouldn't be able to do as much with a Moloch. Also, things like, oh, what was it called? What's her name? Fizzbang, that blue-purple goblin thing. Since she can't be single-targeted, sometimes you have to go for the Famine first instead of that. So I just decided might as well just keep the Famine in second. Yeah, Gorgolfa Famine's pretty strong. Gorgolfa Famine and Gorgolfa Garuda. I mean, not Garuda. Gorgolfa Famine, Gorgolfa World Breaker, and Gorgolfa Infernus are just absolutely insane right now. And they can all be used on Yellow Guild Wars as well. What do we throw? Do we do a Ferris Raw? We barely get... We don't get the extra turn, but we get a lot of damage, so I'll just kill his Devourer then. We'll be good to go. Yeah, Moloch is great. Any Mana Drain is great. If you can ever put a full Mana Drain on your team, it's always a nice utility to have. There's really no counter to Mana Drain other than... If it's a single target Mana Drain, the only counter that really exists is Stealthy. But not that many troops that are really good to use Stealthy. Very, very few of them. Spirit Fox is probably the most commonly used troop at the moment that has Stealthy on it. Let's see. Also, hello, Drunken Koopa. You asked before, sorry I didn't see, but are Wisps still good? I kind of want to say no. The main thing that killed them was not necessarily that they got a higher mana cost or the fact that they lost their Empowered. What actually ended up killing them is that they don't have a link anymore. The +1 mana link. They're still good. They have a really high initial impact. They still basically start as good as they always have. But they don't get to keep that momentum like they used to. They're not horrible, but they're definitely nowhere near what they were before. And a lot of people just don't bother anymore. They're still really good if you need a quick dispel onto the enemy team. But unless you specifically need that dispel quickly as an option against the enemy, I would not really bother with Wisps. Also, double Wisps doesn't really work anymore, which is another reason why it doesn't really get used as much. Any team that you end up using with a Wisp these days will most likely only include a single Wisp. It's too much of an investment. It doesn't really do much once you double. The whole reason it was usable with double before was because it had a mana link on it. But now that it doesn't, there's no point in using double. And how on earth did we not get full souls? 97. That's unfortunate. 1 soul away from max souls. Yes, 3. Yes, 3 away is actually 1 away, by the way, because we end up gaining 150% more. So that 1 soul becomes 3 souls. What do we take here? I guess we just take a skull. Yeah, if anyone else has any other questions, team builds, do you want me to do anything of the such? Or if I missed anything that you guys mentioned? You got some. Am I missing something? Or would it be a waste to use event keys next week? Probably a waste. Unless you specifically need Garuda. I believe that's the only drop. There's nothing really special in the drop pool next week that you would need to use it on. It's a nice week to save your resources for later. But yeah, I don't really see much need to use event keys next week. Unless you specifically need the legend. And there's no mythic in there either, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna go double check after this battle. We'll go move that up. Go just explode. He could actually win this. We're getting really low on durabilities. And we already just got killed on one. I can get a free Fairish Ra, but we have to waste all of our damage of our Fairish Ra. I don't know if I actually want to do that. I think we have to, though. Let me do that on this highest mana right now. There we go. That actually worked out. And we don't have a recast, but we can go destroy the board. That'll get rid of the barriers. And hopefully get another cast. And there we go. Now we win. Oh, that was almost really bad, but down it goes. Okay, let me go double check. So yeah, what is everything that is available next week? Next week, in the event keys, is pretty much all uselessness, but let's go actually see. Oops, that is not what I meant to click on. All Kingdoms, Suncrest, Suncrest, Suncrest. So here's everything that is available next week. Garuda, that's basically the only thing. Summons a Firestorm, deals damage to all enemies, gain 1 magic boosted by red gems. A really, really good full AoE. Though, personally, I would never actually use it in Guild Wars. The main reason being is Moloch, I personally find to be better on most instances. This gives way more damage than a Moloch, but Moloch has mana drain, and he also has a link, so it's easier to get up on a Moloch. He does have a nice storm, though, the red storm. Though there's so many other things that can create red storms these days that anything that naturally does it off its cast is not really that needed anymore. Other than that, it gives 5 life and attack to all Strixes. This is somewhat useless because, for one of those isn't magic, and the other reason being there's barely any Strixes. I think there's like 9, 8 in the game. He has Naga Slayer, but Nagas, again, that's pretty much not used at all. So there's almost nothing he gets used for. Other things you would end up getting are, I believe, the Dragoar Warrior. Ultra Rare, yes, he's useless, but you would be getting more copies of him. You'd be getting copies of Princess Quella, as well as the new troop. Both of them create a Yellow Storm. Both of them are pretty much useless other than for creating that Yellow Storm. The only other really good troop in this kingdom that you would be getting is, of course, Sunbird, if you don't already have a copy. Most people probably do, but if you open like 5 event keys, you'll probably get yourself a Sunbird, maybe 10 at most. So yeah, this thing, you guys see me using it a lot in that Explorer team. So if you have if you're a new player and you have like 10 event keys laying around and don't have a Firebird yet, next week is actually the best time you could possibly get one. Almost guaranteed chance out of 10 event keys that you'd get one. It's a really, really high chance, since the default is an ultra rare, and this is an ultra rare from that kingdom. So, of course, this just deals a lot of damage, split damage amongst enemies, boosted by its life, and then it dies, which is useful with its trait, which will create a Firestorm. Or if you use a Firebomb, that will also create a Firestorm. So, really good. And that's about it. Oh, and you'll get Teska, but that's used for nothing as well. And yeah. So really, there's only 2 things you would try for. If you're a really new player, you would open like 10 for a Sunbird. And if you need Garuda, you would get Garuda. And that's it. That's the only 2 things you would bother opening event keys for. If you don't need either of those 2 things, you would not open any event keys next week, because it would just be a waste of resources. And there's no mythic chance either, so... because there's no mythic within the kingdom. You can only get a mythic from event keys if the kingdom specifically has a mythic in it. Is Def good in any team? You have 2 and never used them. He's used mainly in mana drain team, or mana... any team that will basically give him mana that he can keep using to def mark the enemy team, and then with other mana drainers, so he can keep the mana down of the enemy team. Because basically the whole premise of using a def in most battles is you want to fatigue them for as long as possible, so that you can keep as many possible def mark procs. Because every single turn that they're def marked, that's a 10% chance they will instantly die. And basically you just want to keep them constantly def marked and constantly incapable of doing anything, and just let the def marks kill them out. That's normally how you play a def. The other way, which does require him to be fully traded, is you can put a Crimson Bat in first slot and basically have a perpetual 2x damage Crimson Bat. It's probably one of the strongest things you can do with a def, though it does require him to be fully traded. And it's pretty niche in that it can only be used with Crimson Bat and literally no other troop. Of course, you need to use 2 other supporting troops. This generally is a Valkyrie and something else. What the other thing is really just depends on what you feel like you need on the team. Normally, it is another mana generator, just to keep the either another mana generator or some kind of thing to disable out the enemy team some, just so they can't do as much. Yes, that's pretty much how you build it. Just get a Crimson Bat, either put some Skull Spam, something else behind to support it some, and just keep plowing it down with skulls, and you'll win off the 2x damage. Crimson Bat is currently the only troop in the entire game that has the ability to do 2x skull damage to everything. There is not a single troop he does not do 2x damage to, because every single troop is capable of losing life. So because of that, he's able to do it to everything. Right here, we got our free turn, so let me go kill, I guess, that, so we don't get hit by his huge damage. Maybe should have went for the barrier instead. Because if he gets a random barrier, that'd be annoying. But his durability is already so low, and down it goes. And that's match. Just have to go explode it, get another fair try, I guess. And he'll be down for the count. Oh, we'll take a purple over there, I guess. Hey, extra turn, very nice. Watch, he's gonna extra turn too. I mean, revive. Nope, there we go. What about glory keys? When spend if you must? Glory keys, like the spare glory keys, I generally save them for new kingdoms. Next kingdom I don't believe is for another month or 2. But yeah, I save all my gold keys and all my glory keys for new kingdoms. Even if you're not saving your gold keys for a kingdom, I'd still be saving them until Firebomb is in the drop pool. Currently he's not. I have no clue when it is. Hopefully by next year, early next year, I think. It could be a little while. He only came in like a few weeks ago, and it's normally a 4 to 6 week wait before they come back in. But yeah, I always save all my gold keys and glory keys for new kingdoms. Gem keys I save for mythics mostly, and any spares I have I might throw for when a new kingdom comes as well. Event keys I save for whenever a new legend comes out, though if you're a newer player you save them for whenever a good legend is in the drop pool. Next week is not one of those weeks. Guild chests, you can either save them until they finally rework guild chests, or just spend them every single week, or spend them only like you would a gem key basically, or a glory key. I personally just keep saving them because they did mention that they're going to be reworking these eventually. Though by the time they do at this point, I think I'll already have all the Guild Guardian drops, because what they said was they're going to eventually add the Guild War troops to these drop pools. The problem with that, though, is they've taken so long to do that, to get the next batch out, that they said they were going to do eventually, that, yeah, by the time they do, I'm already going to have them all, so there's no point in me even saving them in the first place. So that's going to be a fail. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing with all these, but I'm still going to save them in case they do some kind of drastic rework with these. And VIP keys, if you happen to have them, you mainly just throw these when there is a new mythic available that you want to obtain. Or if you just generally wanting to get more completionist troops, get your collection up. Yeah, that's pretty much what you use all the keys for. Is Def good in... Oh, never mind, I already answered that. If anyone else has any other questions, feel free to leave them in chat. Let's see. What do we even move here? I was going to take that skull. Actually, yeah, we don't take it. Because if I do, he's going to get a 5x blue, which would not be good given that he has a Scion just sitting there. Okay, we take this. Even if we don't surge, we get full mana, and we did. Nice. Wasn't needed, but at least we get the extra mana into him. It gives us the mountain pressure if he doesn't drain us. Okay, that was close. How do I do this? Do I Balder? Yeah, I guess we do. Maybe we'll get an extra turn. Nope. Okay, well, let's rebuild our mana and go from there. No, he got famine. We lose. No, we haven't lost yet. Oh, I should have taken the red into the other thing. Oh, never mind. We got it. Nice. Oh, we got Fair Shroud too. Perfect. Wow, that came in the perfect timing right there. Absolute most perfect timing. Get that down. And no alignment, but I think I might still poke just to get rid of the death. And now we can just Dragon Soul. Oh, he killed our hero. Luckily, it's not Guild Wars, so it's kind of irrelevant. Hello, Anthony. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we're almost there. We're 1/3 the way to 1,200. It's definitely not happening this stream, but probably tomorrow morning's video, we will be level 1,200. I'll try to align it perfectly so we gain level 1,200 on like the second battle or something. Though I don't even know what I'm going to be showing for the new troop. I might not even be showing it with my main account, which would be kind of counterproductive to what I just said. But I don't know. I kind of do want to show the new troop that's coming in tomorrow on the other account. I guess I could maybe do it as 2 video instances, but then it would take longer for it to upload because I would have to re-render it if I do like half of it on one account, clip it, and then go onto the other account so there's no delay. I could do it back to back, but there would be like a 1 or 2 minute delay, and while that's fine for a stream, for a video that would be really clunky if there's just a random like 1 to 2 minute delay of me just talking with like nothing actually going on the screen. Just a black screen unless I put something there. Move that down, get that going. Get the explosion. And I guess we just Dragon Soul into whatever else. Nothing die from that. I guess we have to just poke it then. And there we go, have another poke. Do you know what the new troop will be? Yes, it's this little guy. We'll go over him again real quick. It is this guy. He's going to be really good in early game, but that's about it. Oh, come on, it said cannot load app again. Why? I don't know why it keeps doing that the first time I keep clicking on it. Fail. Oh, now it's completely frozen my page. What? Cannot load app. Fail. Why? Is anyone else getting this problem with the forum? The page says cannot load app. It looks like you are offline. Please check your network connection and try again. That is literally impossible. We are streaming right now. This will happen when net neutrality goes away. It's already happening. No. Yeah, I don't know why. The website's not loading for me. Is anyone else having that issue? Could someone just post the link to where the thing is? It is not loading for me for whatever reason right now. I cannot get onto the forum. I don't know if anyone else is having that issue. But if anyone can get to the forum, just post the link to the event for Anthony. If anyone can do that. Oh, well, we'll go move that over. That one. Your purples. Move that. Move that. But yeah, basically, it's... I think I can actually remember what it does. It's a 12 red-yellow that creates a light storm, deals 25 damage split amongst enemies, with a 3x boost ratio based on how many yellows are on the board. That is what the troop does. I think I said it correctly. It's approximately or exactly what it does. Somewhere around there. You were having the issue earlier? Yeah, okay. So it's not just me then. We'll just go explode everything. What's a good new player AoE team? There's not really any AoEs that you get early on in the game. I believe Atlanta is like the cheapest viable AoE you get, and she's pretty bad of an AoE. You normally build into Ranger plus Rock Spirit is essentially what you do as your early game AoE. It's not technically AoE, it's split damage. but it does about as much damage as AoE. The biggest issue with trying to run full area of effect against enemies is the lowest rarity that has it at a boostable amount is basically a epic. There is actually one, Enchantress, that might be okay with it. She's, I think, the lowest rarity that has a boostable AoE, but she only gets half the effect. Half her magic goes to damage. It's 5 plus her magic divided by 2 is the amount of AoE she has. You don't get full 1-to-1 magic ratio AoE until you hit Atlanta. Atlanta is the lowest rarity troop. You get her for free from Divining Field. She's pretty outdated, but as far as AoE is concerned, she's the easiest thing that you can obtain in that regard. But then all of them boost up to legendary. Like if I go to here, oh wait, never mind, Bat Swarm, but it only gets 1 cast though until you have to switch back, so you don't get to keep spamming it. But yeah, there's I guess Azura in a way too, could kind of count. But yeah, most of them are at the legendary rarity, unfortunately. So things like Behemoth, Crimson Bat, Christine X, Dragon Soul, Draculus. But yeah, almost all of them are like Legends Plus. So for early game, you have to stick with things like Ranger, which have good boost ratio that splits against enemies, has a 4 times boost ratio based on how many enemies are alive. Rock Spirit, which is boosted by 3 times on how many things you hit. So that's pretty decent. I mean, 4 times, not 3 times. So you get some board control and everything with that. The new troop that's coming out tomorrow, going to be pretty good for newer players. Let's see, Lava Elemental, while not AoE, also pretty decent for those effects. Has a stone skin that's pretty easy to get, and it has a really good board control into a really high concentrated damage. Plus you get a burn, and that burn also goes to the next enemy if you happen to kill the initial one. But yeah, there's not many AoE options to work with as a newer player. You have to build more into single target. That or build the boost ratio ones, like Rowan as well. Rowan isn't that bad once you get your armor kingdoms upgraded. Once you get every single armor to, once you get every armor kingdom to level 10, she starts to become pretty good in early game. Actually, by that point, you'd almost be in mid game because most people save the armors for last. Let's see, same issue. Yeah, I guess it's just the website's down for whatever reason. They need to fix their websites. No, actually, it might not even be their fault because it's the thing that they're hosting on. You don't know if you saw your question, but you got the Kraken and the new legendary troop from the green chest, and you were wondering what teams they are good in. You put a Valkyrie with it into a frontline tank is the team you would normally run with it. That is one of the main things I've really been using it for. You can also use a Kraken first slot with it if you wanted to. I forgot what team I was using with it earlier. I remember most of what I was using wasn't really working that well. I can go do one after this battle. I just want to clear out this revenge, though. But yeah, using it with a Valkyrie and a frontline tank, I believe, is enough to make it work. And if you're not running with a frontline tank, you would use the Kraken as the frontline. I don't know, I felt like the combo was going to work better, but it never really came through all the way. I think the biggest issue with it is, even after they changed her ability slightly, she's essentially just a Skull Storm. I feel like, the new troop that came in this week. That's about all she does, is Skull Storm. The 25% chance is barely even anything. I feel like she kills more with her actual damage than she does with the 25% chance. And at that point, if you're killing them with just the damage, you might as well just be using another Kraken and just be using a Queen Mab instead of her. Which is one of the reasons why she doesn't really get used, because everyone just uses Queen Mab instead. Like, obviously, you could use this exact same team and use the new legend right there, but a lot of people figure why when you could just use Queen Mab instead. So basically, no one bothers using her. Even though it was kind of made to be used with Kraken, Queen Mab is just so much superior that no one bothers doing it for the most part. That leaves her really only to do skull spam teams. I feel like she'll have a really nice usage later, once they maybe add a new skull spammer to the game. Because if you can get a Bone Storm into, let's say, something that's similar to like a Keeper of Souls, you can do a lot of work if you have a proper frontline tank. You could also just use it, of course, with do that now. You can use her, maybe like a giant spider to go feed them and do it that way. I feel like it has too slow of a start, though, from when we've tried it. I forget the exact team I ended up doing at the time. I think it was Gorgolfa, Giant Spider, Keeper of Souls, and the new blue-purple, I believe is what I tried. Yeah, the Squid Woman thing. I know who you're referring to. I keep forgetting her name, too. I think it's like Silas. I just, all I know is I pronounced it incorrectly. We'll go take the blue over. Get herself a Dragon Soul. Lava Elemental is really good. Oh yeah, Lava Elemental is insane early on in the game. Probably one of my favorite early game troops. Because you get board control, you get high damage, you get skull mitigation, and all of his traits work really well. Another good example of something similar to a Lava Elemental in early game is Knight Coronet. Knight Coronet at one point was so ridiculously useless. There were commons that did more than what he did, but then he ended up getting 2 buffs. One when they ended up buffing his ability, and another one when they added traits, where they gave him basically perfect traits. And once they did that, he just became absolutely amazing in early game. Because not only does he have a really good progression on every single trait that he uses to its fullest effect, he also ended up getting the buff to his ability, so he gets a super high boost ratio that works well in early game. Also, let's see, we're at 13,000. Okay, let's play guess the top score. I think the top score right now is 24,000. Oh, it's like 28,000. Actually, probably even higher. Yeah, it's probably 28,000. Because there could be some people, it doesn't update automatically. Hey, Anna ended up making top 100. Nice. We had a little competition on Monday to see who would make the highest, and she actually made the highest on Monday. We didn't end up doing it all week long. It was just like a little Monday competition. Yeah, there she goes. Nice. But yeah, that is high. If we play twice as much as we currently do, we still would not make the leaderboard. But we will eventually make it again. It's actually been a little over a year. Last year, November, was the last time I was in the top 10 on the leaderboard thingy. Or even in the top 100. I haven't been even trying for that. I normally don't bother because of the amount of time it takes to get the rewards. Yeah, Skyla, that was her name. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be... oh, wait, never mind. Did you do treasure maps this past week? No. I did partially. I might go do a little bit more of that tonight, maybe. If I do 19 more, or 190 turns, I end up getting 2 free event keys, which I might end up doing just to stock up on them a little bit. But no, I didn't really bother with them much. If any of you haven't yet, I would definitely advise going up to at least 50. Anything beyond that is not really that worth it. Still good if you're already going to be doing treasure maps to begin with. Particularly newer players. 50 gems and 6 event keys, definitely a lot. But I don't know. I don't know if we're going to bother with that. That would only take like 10 or 15 minutes or so. So maybe I will later. But anyways, guys, I'll be heading out for tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. We will be covering the new event video when it comes out, or a few hours after it comes out, since we need to record it and all that. Not sure if I'll do it on my other account. I might just do it on my main account and show early game alternatives that you could use, like the whole ranger and everything with it. But yeah, it definitely looks like a really good early game option. Has potential for that. For everything else, I would not bother. If you're like above level 300, this new troop coming in tomorrow is useless, though don't not buy it because of that. It will have a lot of good red-yellow trait stones. Red-yellow is used in quite a few troops. Actually, let me go over that real quick before I actually end the stream. So I would use red-yellow on red-yellow. Guard's avatar, if he uses it, I actually forget. If he does, Goblin Rocket, though you only need his first trait, so you don't really need it on him. Garuda, if you happen to be using him. King Salinas, you would use it. Infernus, if he uses red-yellow, you would use it. Traxxas, Moloch, Valkyrie, if you don't already have it. And World Breaker, if he uses it. I wish there was a way to tell, just by looking at their colors, if they use that arcane or not. It's a little bit hard to tell on some mythics, because there's a couple different options that could be their possible trait stones. And there's no clear way ever said within the game which ones they actually use. But yeah, that's basically be the rundown on what you would use the red-yellow things for. Anyways, guys, have a good night. See y'all tomorrow. Have a good week. And thank you all for coming down. We'll be back tomorrow night in the video tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.